Hey there, Walt here from WaltInPA. Thank you for joining me on this little ride through southeast Pennsylvania. Today's objective is to get this bad boy serviced. My 2023 Kawasaki Ninja 400, first service at 600 miles. Well, it's supposed to be at 600 miles, it's actually 764, but that's neither here nor there. So, as I said at the start of the video, we're taking my Kawasaki Ninja 400 over to my local dealership, which is Martin Moto. It's where I bought this bike. That's where I also bought my Yamaha MT-09, and it's also where I bought, previous to my MT-09, my CB650F. The dealership I've been dealing with for a couple of years, been really happy with their service, and just happy to continue giving them my money to perform routine maintenance services, that sort of thing. So I've actually got two reasons to take the Ninja 400 over there. The first of which is it requires the first service, the dealer service. And I realize that that's primarily just an oil change, but I like to do things by the book to maintain my factory warranty. Just in case something were to go wrong, the last thing I would want to do is get into a debate over, did I properly perform my own maintenance to maintain my warranty. In this case, I'd rather just take it over there, have them take care of it, and then there's no questions, and it becomes much less of an issue when the warranty period is over. So they're going to perform the first service, hopefully. It's a Wednesday morning. I'm running over there. I've got my work laptop in my backpack, plan on hanging out. They told me it would take about an hour and a half the last time I was in, and that they would be able to do it as a quick lane service, which means no waiting, or waiting, but you wait for the bike, but no appointment necessary. The other issue that I'm facing right now is I broke it already. I bought it 3 months ago, and I managed to break it. So I was out for a ride with Steve, Untamed Ride, on YouTube, just this past weekend. We rode about 100 miles out to a covered bridge and back in Lancaster County, and we stopped at a gas station so that Steve could hit the bathroom and we could top off the fuel tanks. And I was getting off the bike and I bumped a piece of plastic with my knee, one of the rear pieces of plastic at the seat, and snapped it off. I was like dumbfounded when the piece of plastic bounced off the ground. So, Steve and I are talking as this is happening. I break it, the piece of plastic hits the ground, and I immediately said to Steve, I just broke my bike. He said, well, what do you mean you just broke it? I reached down, I picked up a piece of green plastic, and I was like, this just fell off the bike. I bumped it with my leg, and it's not on the bike anymore. And, sure enough, the plastic is sheared off. He seemed pretty bummed out about it. Not as bummed out as I was, but it was like one of those things like, damn, I just bought this bike. I already broke a piece of plastic, and it's, only got 700 miles on it. It's 3 months old. It's like really unfortunate. So we're riding back home, and we're talking over comms, and I had said, maybe I'll reach out to Kawasaki, because I wouldn't expect a piece of plastic to break by bumping it with my leg. It's worth a shot. Worst case they could say is no. So, later that night, I emailed Kawasaki, fired off an email to their customer care email address, and explained the situation. I said, look, I was getting off my bike, I bumped the piece of plastic with my knee, it snapped off. Is this something that's covered under warranty? And the following day they responded that I would need to take it to a dealership to be reviewed or looked at. So I don't know if they were passing the buck or if they were just telling me to kind of go through the normal chain. Because it was a piece of plastic and it was such an odd thing to have an issue with, I figured I would contact Kawasaki first, and they could give me a definitive answer whether it was worth taking it up to the dealer or taking it up with the dealer or not. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to get our first service done, and we're going to inquire about this broken piece of plastic, see what can be done. I really don't want to have to buy a new piece of plastic. I'm sure it's going to be expensive. Even if it's covered, it's probably going to be back ordered for a prolonged period of time, but I really don't want to get stuck paying for it. But if I'm being honest, I think that's actually more likely. So I'm taking the bike in. I will join you once again once I get finished. I'll let you know what it costs for the service, and I'll let you know what the deal is with that piece of plastic. All right, I just left Martin Moto. They took care of my first service, which was basically an oil change and some diagnostic checks, and cost me $165.98. I think it was like $120 for the labor, and then the extra 40 bucks was like oil, filter, crush washer, consumable materials, that sort of thing. And I talked to him about my broken plastic, and I am pleasantly surprised. Talking to the service manager, and he was telling me that under normal circumstances, a broken body panel like that is it's considered damage, and it's not a warranty item. He said, however, one of the really nice things about Kawasaki is that they will do I forget exactly what he called it, but essentially they are good faith warranty repairs just to keep up customer service, keep customers happy and coming back to the brand. So he said in this circumstance, there's a good chance that they may do that. He'd need to check the part because there's a threshold on the value of the part and I guess the labor that's involved in replacing the part. He said usually if it's under a certain amount, they'll just wave it on through to keep customers happy. So he checked, pulled up the part, and he said, absolutely, I can get this under the dollar amount for Kawasaki to approve it. And he said, worst case scenario, for whatever reason, they won't approve it as warranty work. He said, you've been a great customer, and I'll take care of it for you. So I was blown away. I really didn't expect it to be taken care of. You know, it's accidental damage, I suppose, being that I bumped the plastic, and I really thought that I was going to wind up having to pay out of pocket to replace it. It's something that I don't know that it would bother a lot of people, but being as the bike is brand new, it would just bug me knowing that piece of plastic was busted, or you know, seeing the crack where I had the JB welded back together so that it wasn't so unsightly would just irk me every time I looked at the bike. So I'm very, very happy both with Kawasaki's customer service and the service I get at Martin Moto. Really, really happy with the brand and the dealership. In terms of timeline, he said that the parts are ordered. They'll give me a call, let me know when they come in. That there has been back order issues with all brands. So, you know, it might be a couple weeks, might stretch out beyond that. Being is that he just ordered the part, he really doesn't have a whole lot of information other than that the order's been placed and it'll be taken care of. So that's where we are, and I am one happy customer. So thank you, Kawasaki. Thank you, Martin Moto. Well, folks, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, ride safe, and I will catch you in the next one.